What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to Wednesday evening's Anfield Agenda News Roundup, where I'm going to be the bearer of some bad news, unfortunately, regarding Giovani Leoni. But as one door closes, another door opens, and we're going to tell you who may benefit from this unfortunate injury to Giovani. We'll be telling you why Liverpool won't make similar mistakes again around players' contracts, and I'll be kicking off with a little bit more delusional behaviour from Pep Guardiola's, old assistant, Mr. Mikel Arteta, talking about his former boss and his level of performance with Arsenal. So, ladies and gents, that and lots more to come. The draw for the Carabao Cup will be taking place tonight as well, so we will bring you that during the late night agenda. But before I get stuck into the news, delighted to say that we have teamed up with our friends at the Collector's Corner to celebrate Diogo Jota's life by giving away a signed and framed Jota shirt. To enter, go over to the Anfield Agenda Instagram account or search at Anfield Agenda on there, and you will find all the information required to enter that giveaway, and we'll be announcing the winner during the Liverpool-Chelsea game and the last game before this international break. Right, let's get stuck into the news, and might as well kick off with the Mikel Arteta stuff because I couldn't believe what I was hearing last night. I've told you guys before I love watching Back Pages Tonight with Sky, and they alerted me to Mikel Arteta's press conference and what he had to say about Arsenal's draw against Manchester City and the labels about him playing with the handbrake on. Firstly, he denied that he does play a defensive style of football, but then he came out and said he's baffled by these accusations of him being defensive-minded. He said, and I mean this sincerely, you can watch it for yourself, that their performance against Manchester City was the most dominant of any team that has ever played against a Pep Guardiola side in 17 years. That was it. Not the performance last year where they wiped the floor with them. This one, the 1-1 draw, was the most dominant 90-minute performance in Mikel Arteta's very, very, very delusional mind. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section. Now, to move on to some sad news, it is, of course, now confirmed by, Fabrizio Romano and a few others that Giovani Leoni has done his ACL. Now, we don't have any time frame on this. The club will, of course, give the official word, but that is what is doing the rounds from many journalists today. We're going to wait for the scan results to see quite how bad it is, but it does look like it is an ACL injury, according to Fabrizio Romano, and I'll give you more on that in a moment. We also mentioned that the Carabao Cup fourth round draw is taking place tonight following Arsenal's trip to Port Vale, so it should be at around 10:15, 10:30, so keep with us for that one tonight in the late night agenda as we'll bring it to you. Now, I said to you, when one door closes, another door opens, and what I mean by that is, if Giovani Leoni's injury does prove to be as serious as it's believed to be, James Pearce has reminded us all that Federico Chiesa could replace him in the Champions League squad. And I did look a little bit deeper on this one, and there's a rule change that came into UEFA that up until match day 6, if a team has a player that is having a long-term injury of 60 days or more, they can make one change to their Champions League squad. So it does look like that injury to Giovani Leoni will probably free up the spot for Federico Chiesa to be included in Liverpool's Champions League squad going forward. Clubs have until match day 6 to make that change, and it is looking very, very, very likely, like 60 days plus will be the type of time frame we're talking about here for Giovani Leoni. I mean, you're probably talking months and months, but again, that is the rule, 60 days or more. So Liverpool will be able to put in Federico Chiesa into the Champions League squad. Paul Gorst has said Liverpool are refusing to place a timescale on the length of the absence at present, with head coach Arne Slot due to update in his latest press conference on Friday. However, it is understood club medical staff are fearful of a serious issue. And as we've said, it's been reported by Romano that we're looking at an ACL. Graham Bailey has said that Liverpool are set to offer Curtis Jones a new contract, which I don't think any of us could really deny that Curtis deserves. He's had a fantastic start to the season, in my opinion, and he's built on good performances from last season. Look, I don't think he'll ever break into the Liverpool midfield week in and week out to be a starting player, but for me, under Arne, he's been more than good enough, and for me, I think that's worthy of a new contract. Now, more on contracts in a moment, as we're going to talk about a mistake that Liverpool won't be making again. A word from Federico Chiesa, though, after not being picked for the Champions League squad initially. This is what he had to say, and it just speaks to the character of the man. He said, "I just said to the coach, okay, no problem. I'll keep working hard. I will get my chances in the Carabao Cup and the Premier League. I'm a professional player. I play for Liverpool, and to do that is amazing. He was man of the match without a shadow of a doubt last night. Every single person I've spoken to agrees with that one. And it was a performance deserving of the manager's attention, because it certainly caught our attention as fans. He went to say, if I don't want competition, I go to another team, but I want a competition, I want to play here, and I think at the end of the day, competition helps you to become a better player. And these and more quotes, by the way, you can find over on the Anfield Agenda X account. Just search Anfield Agenda on there. You'll know us. We're the ones with the lovely gold badge beside our name. So I did say Vag there accidentally, which slip of the tongue. Again, there's another joke in there. I don't know why I do it to myself, folks. I meant to say badge, but you know, Freudian slip and all that. Right, so let's talk about Ben Jacobs, who has said that Richard Hughes will make sure that the senior Liverpool players will not enter the final year of their contracts. And this is good news for us all, because we don't want the situation with Canade, with Trent, with Van Dijk, with Mohamed Salah happening again, where their contracts are run down to the very end and Liverpool are scrambling to get them done. Let's talk about, for first and foremost in this, Alexis McAllister. He has to be given a new deal. I think we'll all agree on that one. Ryan Gravenberch, now it's about 2 years, 9 months or so left on his deal. We know top clubs around Europe are going to be sniffing around Mr. Gravenberch, because he's been absolutely exceptional this season. Dominic Szoboszlai. These are players that Liverpool are looking to tie down to new longer term deals, and again, it should be done before we get to the last year. So good to see that the club are making sure they don't make those mistakes again. And with Richard Hughes' start to his Liverpool career, I think most of us will have faith that they will get that job done. Let's go to that post now from Fabrizio Romano that said Liverpool centre-back Giovani Leoni has torn his ACL and will be out for several months. After an excellent debut in the League Cup last night, with Arne Slot also very happy, an unlucky injury for Leoni, who will try to be back before the end of the season. It really is unfortunate, because that young man was stellar last night. It was a faultless performance up until the injury, and so often it's just a cruel twist of fate. But it is up to us fans to make sure on social media or anywhere else that we can perhaps grab Giovanni's attention, that we let him know we have his back. We're looking forward to his return and wish him a speedy recovery. It's going to be a tough time for the young man. Like we've said, 18 years of age, moving to a new country, a new league. It is incumbent upon our fan base now to let the man know that we have his back, we love him, we'll be here waiting for him, and he's got a long-term, successful future ahead of him in a Liverpool shirt. So, ladies and gents, that is it for now. We're recording another episode of the Anfield Agenda podcast today. That'll be out tonight at about 10:30, 11:15. It'll be myself, Connor, and Chris. No, it won't. It'll be myself, Steve, and Connor talking about last night's game, looking ahead to the game against Crystal Palace, and lots more. Thank you as always for tuning in. Look forward to reading your comments. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit a like. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.